Do people notice that you've had the SMP treatment, or does anybody comment on the fact that you've had a hair tattoo?
I think that people don't believe it. So that I find
Okay.
that pretty reassuring, because the people that know me well enough to notice the change actually think that I went through hair transplant, and then I say, but where is the scar? If I did a hair transplant, show me the scar. Maybe if you say that, like the way they advertise now for FUE, they tell you it's a scar-free process, which is absolutely not true. It's not a scar-free process. It's just that you do not have the long scar in the back of your head, but you still have like micro scarring on the side of your head and wherever they took the hair. So I said, no, it's tattoo, and people do not believe it, which I find pretty reassuring. I mean, what better way, how much better can you feel than people really thinking that you have get a shaved head of hair, which is why you get the treatment in the first place.
Yeah.
Just to get that full head of hair in the first place, which I believe, I don't know if you can see it from the video. Uh, the, Nobody has ever made any comment about being tattooed. No.
Excellent. That's good. So you decided to go for more of a natural hairline with a slight recede, or shall we say like a receded hairline. What was the reason for that? I mean, for example, why did you decide not to have a lower hairline?
I guess that it's probably trying to make it look as natural as possible, and that is maybe the reason why nobody noticed anything today. I mean, if I meet a new person, my hairline is what it really is. I mean, I asked the practitioner to follow whatever I had left and maybe play with a couple of millimeters lower than what I still had, because I definitely didn't want to have a 20 or 25-year-old airline coming down and being like too full. So I felt like I wanted to stay within the reality of my age, which at the time of the treatment was between 55 and 56.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important to have a treatment result and a hairline that matches your appearance, your age, and your kind of look. You don't want to go for anything that kind of gives away that you've had a treatment. I mean, sometimes we might have somebody who is of a mature age, but they ask for more of a shaped hairline, and sometimes we have to have a conversation with them just to see whether that's really going to suit them. And at Scalp Culture, we try to keep people towards more of a natural hairline that suits their look. I mean, we always say that we want people to look like they've got a full shaven head of hair rather than that they've walked out of the clinic with a hair tattoo. Marc, I'd like to ask you, how did you come across SMP? Because, there's a lot of people that still haven't heard about the treatment.
Yeah, it's true. Even today, I've been treated, like I said, like 4 years plus, and quite a lot of people, when I talk about SMP, since I'm so happy, I talk to friend and business associate or customers, and tell them to explore the option because it's so comfortable. And when they see the result on me, they usually it takes a little while for them maybe to uh, get to the point where they commit, but quite a few of my friends have committed. Uh, I found out about SMP because I was always concerned about anything that was cosmetically related. I was involving in that, like a very fashionable world, and I believe that I came across the SMP option maybe give or take a few years, but I would say 15, 20 years ago, I started to see something about like hair tattooing, but the results back then were not as convincing as they are today, because it's still quite, I mean, when you talk about in the medical or cosmeto medical world, about a procedure that is less than 20 years old or about 20 years old, it's still quite new. uh, it keeps on evolving, and it only really like started to please me about when I came across it like maybe 10 years ago, and I said, it's getting better. But at the time, I was not considering uh, doing anything anymore. I had come to the conclusion that I was balding, getting bolder, and I was just going to have to live with it. And then repeatedly I kept on looking, and I thought, it's looking nicer and nicer. I kind of like what I see, and came across after doing research on a USA clinic, since I'm there, in the New York area, to visit family at least once a year, and Belgium usually twice or three times a year. I was exploring different possibilities. I mean, I was not looking to do anything in Thailand because of the language. I do not speak Thai, even though I've been here so long. So for me, it was Belgium, US, England, possibly, or with someone I can talk to and I can get like straight answers. And you know, I then came across a few clinic, and my choice went to Scalp Culture because I like it was the most comprehensive package. I mean, between their experience and the look of whatever I was seeing on the net.
If you enjoyed this clip from the Scalp Culture podcast, be sure to check the links in the description box below to see the full video.